and the Low Country. You're watching WJCL 22 News at 7, the one to watch.
Tonight at 7, a hard freeze on the way. I'll detail the frigid temperatures and the potential for winter weather that we're tracking this weekend.
And a veteran robbed at gunpoint, and now neighbors tell us safety has been ignored for far too long. The concerns that are growing tonight. Plus, the Insurrection Act explained, the 3 ways that it can be invoked, when it's been used before, and why this isn't martial law. But first, a check of your forecast. And good evening, friends. I'm Greg Coy. Meteorologist Catherine Liberta joining us now for a look at the forecast. Catherine, it's time to break out the woolies. Absolutely,
Greg. Temperatures already starting to drop across the area. We're sitting in the 40s right now for Savannah, as well as out on the islands. But you see the 30s already as you head further west. Statesboro, 37 right now, 36 for Reidsville, 37 as well out in Hampton. Now, we are going to see this cooler air pulling into our area. We get a breezy afternoon. Those winds, they're calming down tonight, and we've got clear skies. So that is the recipe for a very cold Friday morning. Now, we're also tracking the potential for some wintry weather as we go into Sunday morning and into the evening. Mostly rain along the coastline, but we're not ruling out the potential for a rain-snow mix further west. I'll detail that forecast and show you the timing of even colder weather for the beginning of next week. That's all coming up in just a little bit. But if you want to keep up to date with the certified most accurate forecast, download the WJCL 22 News app. It's free in the Apple App Store and in Google Play. Greg.
Catherine, thank you. Some people living in Rincon at the Effingham Park Apartments tell us they've had enough, calling out what they claim is a lack of transparency from management. It comes after a veteran was robbed at gunpoint. You're looking at the video of that crime caught on camera last week. And WJCL 22 News' Tia Maggio talking to a tenant who says she's now moving out.
After our coverage aired Wednesday, a longtime resident reached out to WJCL 22 News, saying security has always been a concern here and that management didn't fully disclose what happened in that robbery last week.
100% I will be leaving. Yep, there is nothing else to discuss when it comes to my safety, but my children's safety. Like, you can't have children in an environment like that.
Strong words from a longtime resident of Effingham Park Apartments who asked to remain anonymous, requesting we hide their face and alter their voice for safety.
That's what I gotta know. That's what I gotta know. I ain't got no money for. Get away from the door.
It's after police say 2 suspects were caught on camera holding a man at gunpoint, stealing his wallet, keys, and car before driving off.
I haven't been able to sleep. I constantly look at my Ring camera just to make sure that, no one's out there.
The resident says she didn't learn about the crime from management, but from a family member who saw the video online.
He sends me the video and I freak out. I'm like, what is going on right here where I live? Like, literally right here.
An email sent to residents only mentioned a stolen car, leaving out that an armed robbery had taken place. The complex has gates and security cameras, but when we visited Thursday, the gates were wide open. We also found an unsecured door, something the resident says happens often.
Yeah.
I mean, is that something you're often seeing?
Yes, all the time. All the time. And then once I saw the video, I'm like, well, they could have just walked in.
I went to the leasing office for answers, but was referred to the property owner, Panther Residential Management. I've reached out multiple times to Panther Residential Management about security concerns. So far, there's been no response. Reporting in Rincon, Tia Maggio, WJCL 22 News.
Tia Maggio, thank you. And Tia telling us, by the way, the Rincon police say that they're still searching for one of the suspects, as well as the vehicle that was used in the robbery last week. Other news now, 2 people are dead after a car crash on a major road here in Savannah. Happened on Abercorn Street near Television Circle. Savannah police now saying that all lanes are back open. Savannah Alderman Curtis Pertee sharing that 2 people died in the crash in a post to his Facebook page. A Savannah woman indicted on multiple charges in connection to the death of an e-bicyclist. A Chatham County grand jury indicting Tara Greenway yesterday on charges of homicide, DUI, hit and run, and other crimes. This case dates back to an October hit and run on Ferguson Avenue, Court records identify the victim as Thomas Johnson. President Donald Trump taking to social media today, threatening to invoke the Insurrection Act by sending the military into Minnesota because of the demonstrations that are happening there. Now, many people, perhaps you, are wondering what exactly is the Insurrection Act? How does it work, and has it been used in the past? Our national investigative correspondent, John Cardinelli, is helping us get the facts on your question.
Get the facts on the Insurrection Act. It's the law that allows a U.S. president, the commander-in-chief, to deploy military forces in the U.S. states or territories. The current Insurrection Act became law in 1807, though an earlier version was signed in 1792. It outlines 3 paths for a president to call in the military or National Guard. The first comes when a state governor or legislature requests help. That's how it's most often been used. The other 2 paths leave the decision up to the president. They can send troops to stop an unlawful assembly or rebellion against federal authority when it can't be done by ordinary actions or courts. It can also be invoked when the unlawful actions are depriving civil rights or when they oppose or obstruct the law. The Insurrection Act has been used 30 times in the past. After the landmark Brown versus the Board of Education ruling, Presidents Dwight Eisenhower and John F. Kennedy both invoked it over the wishes of state governors to help facilitate school integration. It was last used by President George H.W. Bush during the Los Angeles riots in 1992. The Insurrection Act is the one exception to other laws that prevent the military from assisting in civil law enforcement. But the act is not martial law, which is when the military replaces civilian law and authority. Helping you get the facts, I'm John Cardinelli.
Thanks a lot. A Savannah restaurant stepping up to support a family. After a deadly shooting that happened earlier this month, Midtown Sports Grill is hosting a fundraiser. It's for the family of Matthew Trawick. As you might remember, police say that he is the man shot and killed during a dispute over a parking spot. The event is called Trawick Trivia, just started. All proceeds going to support the Trawick family. Police say that Trawick was shot on January 4th in the Target parking lot. The store on Abercorn Street later died at Memorial Health. The suspect is 30-year-old Tyler Lynn. He is in custody. And the owner of the Sports Grill says that he knew the family through work, and he knew that she had to help.
It's a terrible thing no matter who it is, but of course whenever you know the person personally, it hits a little different, and putting yourself in her shoes just makes you want to do everything you can to help people more.
The suspect, Lynn, is expected to appear in court on January 29th, and a link to the family's GoFundMe page is available on our website at WJCL.com. Big morning in Port Wentworth. Parker's Kitchen holding a ribbon cutting for its newest location. The event also kicked off the company's 50th anniversary as they presented a $100,000 check, fueling the community donation to the Savannah-Chatham County Public Schools.
We want to support the communities that support us. So today we're giving $100,000 to Chatham County school systems. We think that education is the tide that floats all ships. And so we want to be great community partners and give back to the communities where we do business.
Parker's has donated over $3 million to our school system over the past few years. That's unbelievable.
And the new Parker's is located at the intersection of Highway 21 and Highway 30 in Port Wentworth. Coming up next at 7 o'clock, a day of fun turns tragic. 2 teenagers found in a collapsed sand tunnel and how their families and classmates are being supported.
And a cold start out the door tomorrow morning. I'll detail that frigid Friday forecast and show you what to expect as we head into the weekend, coming up in your certified most accurate forecast.